Doug, what we're gonna do, I'm gonna send over something to you now. It's the new script.
Okay.
So when you get it, I put this in because our writers, they're striking. So what I ended up doing is I had AI listen to like 30 of our episodes. And so that way they could get like an idea for like how we've been written before as characters.
Right.
Right. So let's just go ahead. I'm going to send this over to you. It looked pretty good and pretty similar to me.
Okay.
Of how
I'll take a look.
Okay, and we'll just go ahead and just start hot. So I'm sending it to you now. Let me know if you get it.
Okay, I got it.
You got it? Okay. All right.
From the power of the Rocky Mountains, I bring you the Prince of Power. It's time! It's time!
It's wrestling podcast.
Welcome to It's All Pro Wrestling Podcast, the ultimate destination for all things related to the exciting world of professional wrestling. We are your hosts, Bill and Doug, and we're here to talk about the latest happenings, rumors, and controversies in the world of wrestling. Before we get started, let's introduce ourselves. I'm Bill, and I'm 40 years old, and I've been a wrestling fan since I was a kid, and I've seen it all. From the glory days of Hulk Hogan and Ultimate Warrior to the Attitude Era of Stone Cold Steve Austin and The Rock, to the current era with Roman Reigns and Becky Lynch. I'm excited to share my insights and opinions on all things wrestling with you.
And I'm Doug, also 40 years old. I'm a bit of a different kind of wrestling fan. I didn't really get into it until later in life, but I've become a big fan in the last few years. I have a daughter who's 25, and she's actually the one who got me interested in wrestling. But I have to admit, I'm a bit afraid of women.
Dude, come on, just go.
Sorry, my dog did something weird. Okay. You can have them edited.
No, the editors are, yeah, I know the editors are on strike too. They're in.
Oh shit!
So I have to fucking edit.
Okay.
So this makes it easier on me, Doug. All right, so start again.
Okay.
Start from the top. Start from and I'm Doug.
The whole thing.
Yes, we got to get this knocked out.
And I'm Doug, also 40 years old. I'm a bit of a different kind of wrestling fan. I didn't really get into it until later in life, but I've become a big fan in the last few years. I actually have a daughter who's 25, and she's actually the one that got me interested in wrestling. But I have to admit, I'm a bit afraid of women. I don't have the best track record when it comes to relationships, and I only made it to 9th grade in school.
God damn it, Doug, we need to get this done.
I don't know what.
Doug, come back.
What?
Sawyer, go away. Doug, start from the top.
I'm okay. Sorry. Okay. Now both dogs are.
Dude, I spent money. The money I'm not paying those bitch ass writers. I had to spend money on Chat GPT to do this. So get it done. Hurry.
Okay, I gotta scroll through this, make sure there's nothing else.
No, okay. Read it. Just read it. Start again. And I'm Doug. Go.
All right, from the top. And I'm Doug, also 40 years old. I'm a bit of a different kind of wrestling fan. I didn't really get into it until later in life, but I've become a big fan in the last few years. I have a daughter who's 25, and she's actually the one that got me interested in wrestling. But I have to admit, I'm a bit afraid of women.
Come on. This is AI.
Oh.
It is the wave of the future. It listened to 30 of our episodes, and this is what it wrote. Just do it.
But I have to admit, I'm a bit afraid of women. I don't have the best track record when it comes to relationships, and I only made it to the 9th grade in school, so I'm not exactly an expert in anything. But I'm here to learn and share my thoughts with all of you. Now, let's get into the world of wrestling. First off, let's talk about the big news of the week. The WWE releasing a number of wrestlers from their contracts. This is always a tough time for the wrestlers involved, as it means they're out of a job and they have to try to find work elsewhere. But it's also an opportunity for other promotions to pick up some new talent.
Yeah, it's always sad to see, when people lose their job, but unfortunately, it's just the nature of the business. The WWE has to make tough decisions and stay profitable. And sometimes that means cutting talent. But I think some of these wrestlers will have no problem finding work elsewhere. They're talented. They'll be in demand.
I agree, but also I feel bad for some of these guys. They put in a lot of hard work and sacrifice to get where they are, and now they're suddenly out of a job. It's a tough business. I'm not sure I could handle it out there in that kind of uncertainty.
Yeah, it's definitely not for everyone. That's why you're not in it, Doug. But that's part of what makes wrestling so exciting. You're never going to know what's going to happen next. Speaking of what's going to happen next, let's talk about the upcoming pay-per-view event. It's always exciting when a big event is coming up, and there's a lot of speculation and excitement surrounding this one.
That's right, Bill. I'm really looking forward to this pay-per-view. There are some great matches lined up, and I think it's going to be a really exciting event.
Absolutely. One match I'm particularly excited about is the main event. It's going to be a ladder match for the championship title. Ladder matches in particular, always a thrill to watch, and I can't wait to see what comes up or who comes up on top.
Yeah, and there's also going to be a tag team match featuring one of my favorite teams. They've been on a winning streak lately, and I'm hoping they can keep it up.
It's always great to see when you see your favorites doing well, Doug. But let's not forget about the women's match. There are certainly some really talented performers in the women's division these days, and I think they're going to put on a great show.
I agree.
We did good. That's going to make editing
writing.
really easy for me.
Hold on.
They really nailed down your character.
they got me down pat.
I mean, Ooh. Wave of the future, Doug. Wave of the future. Oh, by the way, fuck scabs. Writers, hold out as long as you can. Get that fucking bag. Unions forever.
Hell yeah.
It's Pro Wrestling Podcast.
Welcome to It's All Pro Wrestling Podcast. My name is Bill.
And my name is Doug.
And we are two men in our 40s talking about professional wrestling like men in their 40s do. Doug, how's your week been?
Bill, it's been a good week. What'd I say? Bill?
This is why we need writers.
Yeah, we do. It's been real good. Had a busy weekend. I think I had 2 birthday parties. Drove all the way to Strasburg, Colorado and back.
May as well just live in goddamn Strasburg as far as I'm concerned.
I'm good.
Whose birthday parties did you go to, Doug?
It was my nephew's, Bill.
So
It
there
was
was
a
two
whole
birthday
bunch.
parties for your nephew?
No, the one the night before was for my niece. So May goes 4, 5, 6. My wife, my niece, my nephew.
What about you, Doug? It was your birthday.
Happy birthday, may your skies stay blue. Happy birthday to you.
Did you even get
Bill.
a fucking party? Did these little fuckers? Well, not your wife, but those little fuckers, those little fuckos. Did they even celebrate your birthday, or did they just like, oh, good, toy good, eat ham macaroni, dun, 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 1, 2, 3, 4, and then just get the fuck out?
I got to go to dinner. No, I went to lunch for my birthday, Bill. Me
Where
and
did
my
you go?
wife and my daughter. Where you thought I went last time, but I didn't.
Sushi Jitsu.
Jeju.
Sushi
Sushi.
Jitsu.
And beautiful downtown Fort Collins.
I thought you said they didn't have the downtown place anymore.
That was a hero. So
Wait, what
Jeju's
the fuck is
actually the
Jeju?
one right next. Jeju is actually the one right next to Perkins, or what used to be Perkins.
Oh, so that's the one I was thinking of.
Yeah,
the entire time.
and now
So
it's
I
some
was
like
right.
now it's some like high rise.
Yeah.
Something or another, you know.
Oh, that's a fucking surprise. Fucking Fort Collins. With like 4 bike shops, 2 fucking breweries, and like 1 knitting
Some kind of
factory.
gym.
Yeah, and like 16 like hot Burkham yoga gyms. You got a goblin just flying around back there.
Let me see what the other goblin's eating. Sorry. Oh, it's just a bone. Come on. All right, you. That was my birthday.
Oh, and you got a camera that you just had to brag about.
Uh-huh.
You're like, oh, I got a camera. What did you get, Bill? Oh, you fucking asshole. That's what you said.
I thought you got something cool.
I got a carton of smokes.
Oh,
My wife just threw them at me and she said, "Smoke up, Johnny."
I'll smoke with you on Saturday.
Oh yeah.
But,
Wait, when are you coming
yes.
down Saturday? So because you're making it smell weird in your house again, aren't you?
Yeah. So I got to work 7 to 3:30.
Okay.
And then I work 7 to 3:30 on Sunday.
That's
so
cool.
I'll probably have to run home real quick and
let
then
the dogs out.
Let the dogs out and then head back down.
Yeah, we're open in the afternoon. So anyway, what are we gonna go? Well, what are we doing
Bill,
on Saturday? as we're arranging all of our plans on air.
Well, Bill, this weekend, New Era Pro Wrestling is going to be live from the beautiful Castle Event Center in Thornton, Colorado. I'm going to be there.
I will be there.
Yay.
As well.
Bill, how was your week? You got skipped. I'm sorry.
That's all right. My week was okay. A lot of rain.
It was raining.
A lot of rain. Only had 1 soccer practice this entire week. And like,
oh, so you got to recover your ankle a little?
I did.
Yeah.
It was nice. Yeah, because rain canceled out all the soccers, and the floods might have canceled all the games for this upcoming weekend too. So
that means more basketball.
No, and actually the basketball got canceled too, because the tournament that was going on, they couldn't get enough teams to do it. So I am not very sporty. Did a middle school and high school band concert last night for my daughter. She's
Nice.
a percussionist. It was really good. Like this middle school band that they have. Middle school bands suck. Like they suck, right? It's just kind of the knowing thing.
They do. I was in one.
Oh yeah, you were. Did you play sax?
Clarinet.
You were clarinet.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool, dude. I did not. I did not play in band. Her band, her middle school band, is really pretty good. They played a Debussy song, which was they nailed it. And it was cool though, because have you ever heard of the Denver Brass?
Yes.
Yeah, so Denver Brass actually came and played with them too.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I'm in a poor district, and for a lot of these kids playing next to really, really good musicians that have essentially their own concert halls at times, and people will pay $100 to see them play, and they're sitting right next to them playing. Whoa!
Now you got to hear it up close and personal.
But anyway, so it was a good concert last night.
Nice, that's awesome.
And I got my hearing check, and my ear is a dummy. So hopefully I could get one of those placards that I can park closer to the store.
Yeah. You mean your eardrum has not grown back yet?
No, it's grown back, but it's not doing what it's supposed to be doing completely.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's a mess. So, and I still will probably have a hearing aid by the end of the year. Whoa, what the fuck was that?
The other one looked at the bone. So the other one got really mad.
Yeah, and they yelped instead of gurred.
Right, apparently. Oh. Hey, Bill. Speaking of music, may I do a quick shout out on some music that's coming up?
Some music that's coming up.
Yeah,
sure,
some music. Okay, Bill.
You didn't share this with me earlier.
I didn't. I just got it sent over from my AI team. They're like, you music.
That's not an AI. That's not an AI team. Do you even know what AI is?
Bill, on May 21st.
God damn it.
Bill, a old work acquaintance of yours, the black and white motion picture will be playing in lovely Fort Collins, Colorado, May 21st at the Coast.
Yes. One of the last venues Every Time I Died played at.
I'm going to go, Bill.
Are you?
Yeah, I would like to. My 25-year-old daughter is bummed that it's 18 and over.
Well, it's like a small club too.
Yeah, because she really likes Josh's band.
Has she heard Josh's band?
Yeah, we listened to it on the way to your sister's wedding, and then the whole way home she kept asking for Josh's band.
Josh's band. Well, she did meet Josh, so 25-year-old daughter has some pretty decent taste in music.
Mm-hmm. Hey, do you know what her favorite song right now is, Bill?
The Sticky Booty.
Zombie by the Cranberries.
My daughter went through a cranberry zombie.
Did she?
The zombie cranberry stage. Yeah. Actually, I was right about this. Yeah, right about the same age. If my daughter multiplied times 2 and added 1.
Right.
Yeah. Speaking of local shows, let's just go ahead and fire them off, Doug. So this is local shows we have coming up in the Rocky Mountain region, and you'll find out why I say Rocky Mountain very quickly. Primos doing a show, Crossfire. It's going to be at the Stanley Shore Shopping Center in Westminster. That's on the 20th. Dive Pro Wrestling out of Utah is having their Gauntlet for the Gold. That's on the 20th as well. That's at Complete Shooters in Ogden. And then another Utah group, Devotion Championship Wrestling, is having Tussle Time 5. Again, that's also on the 20th, also in Ogden at Kamikazes, Ogden. On the 21st, going up against Josh's and Black and White Motion Picture Show, is IWC Legacy Guerra, and that's at the Legacy Event Center in Westminster as well. I can tell you the Primos show the day before has Matt Cross versus Marlon Bishop. So M-Dog. And then M-Dog's making an appearance the following day at IWC Legacy with like Jacob Fatu. Who else is there? It was a good little group.
M-Dog's going to be at Primos?
Yeah, M-Dog's wrestling Primos against Marlon Bishop. Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Doug, I dare you to look at our calendar every now and then.
I know the event is there, and I knew Matt Cross was going to be On the
Yeah, look at the
21st.
look at the poster, Doug. It's right there on the poster.
God.
There's Matt Cross on the left and Marlon Bishop on the right.
Well, Bill, let me go over to itsallprowrestling.com/calendar.
And take a look at it.
Let me go. Rocky Mountain Region calendar of pro wrestling events.
Because we don't want to anger some other group that has Rocky Mountain and their shit that we do promotion for.
Oh, you mean right on the only picture is Matt Cross and Marlon Bishop?
yeah, it's pretty easy to figure out.
A picture of him in a long time.
Yeah, and then down below you see IWC Legacy, and it was Jacob Fatu versus Black Taurus, which is something I really want to watch. I don't really want to go to.
Oh, me too, but I don't know if I
Yeah,
I want.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then PJ Black's there, and I like PJ Black. I haven't seen him recently, but I used to I was really into PJ Black for a little bit. Versus Laredo Kid, this
could be really good.
Yeah, Marlon Bishop's going against Hunter Gray. We see those guys quite a bit, but I love those guys.
They're both good.
Yeah,
they're both fun.
But yeah, it's Matt Cross, M Dog versus Asher Lux and Delta Jr.
Nice.
Yeah. Anyway, just wanted to knock those out real quick before we get into it. And more importantly, Doug.
Yes, Bill.
Do you like AEW?
You know what, Bill? I love AEW.
Oh, why was I thinking you were gonna say that? Why?
Because I'm wearing an AEW tank top.
You are wearing an AEW tank top. I think half of your wardrobe is probably AEW based, if not more.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Oh, probably because AEW Dynamite this Wednesday, Bill, was actually fantastic.
Yes.
Would you agree?
100%. That was a Dynamite that we were having close to every other week for a long, long time. And it knocked the fucking socks off. Definitely last week's, which I was bitching about.
Right. If you have with the roster like that, you really have no excuse not to put matches on that are somewhat similar to that every week.
Exactly.
You have the roster. You can, if you want to build up your storylines, give someone a good match. You don't need to spend your time on a Wardlow squash match. Just do a promo where he gets interrupted, or do something else. Like, you don't have to
or just
spend so much time.
Have a good 5 minutes of just Christian Cage just telling everyone that they fucking suck and that Wardlow's dad's dead. Just have fucking Christian Cage do what Christian Cage is best at. Fucking pissing you off. It's the simplest, dumbest things, but it makes it fucking work. No, up and down the board. It was a seriously good AEW Dynamite show. We had a minute and a half, 2 minutes of fucking Sammy Guerrero, not 5 to fucking 30 minutes of Sammy Guerrero.
You didn't have to see him like 4 different times throughout the night.
Yeah. You just had that those 4 vignettes.
Yeah, that's fine.
I thought Darby's was weird, but it was.
It was, and I had a feeling you would say that because you mentioned the comment about Darby last week that you thought this whole thing was making him look a little weird, soft.
He doesn't need to be this ultra, depressed, brooding. Oh, the only way I feel anything is through pain type of. He doesn't have to be that. He could be a real human being, but that was weird.
They've almost gone too far in the opposite direction. It was too much of a happy.
Yeah, it's cool that this is my dad, and that's fine, but it was just, and the music was weird. I think actually if you changed the music, it would have changed the whole feeling of it. But
you put one of his typical style of music that he has in his promos, it would have completely changed it. I think that's a good point.
Yeah, I think I think it was the music that just took me out of it. But other than that, the 3 vignettes, perfect. It doesn't make Jack look like an idiot because he gets nervous when he's on the mic, and that's apparent. So you can have him do 40 takes and take, the best take of that.
Right.
That protects him. MJF was great. I don't even remember what Sammy's was about. It's the only time I really just kind of tongued the whole show out.
I think it was his wife saying he's the best. I think that's about all there was.
But like, I mean, the matches, unlike last week, the matches actually kind of beat the video packages or the promos.
Mm-hmm.
With that being said, we will definitely talk about the steel cage match because that's a whole nother thing.
Mm-hmm.
What was your best match on the show that does not include the cage match?
Okay, I'm gonna do something a little different. I'm not gonna go best match. I'm gonna go. I enjoyed the fact that they finally gave Julia Hart a match. Gave a little payoff.
Yes, they're not listening to us because no one listens to us. But like, and they finished off the feud.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so
the match.
I was happy that Julia Hart
was just fine.
I thought it was fine. I thought it was. I mean,
I thought
it wasn't
good.
the greatest match ever, but it was better than some other matches they could have had. And Anna Jay was good in it too. And
yeah, they let it go 9 minutes instead of 2 to 3. They let her have a full match and pay off this. When did she join the House of Black? Like they finally let this pay off the builds that's been happening forever.
I liked it. So that was the most entertaining or best situation for you?
So I just really wanted to get that point out there because we've talked about Julia Hart the last few weeks, but then I loved the other 3 matches. I mean, Claudio and Phoenix was awesome. Orange Cassidy's, Garcia.
You gotta choose one. You gotta choose one.
Trios. I'm gonna go trios.
You're gonna go trios. Is it because of the spooky lighting?
Uh-huh. And all the spooky witches being banned.
They're so fucking dumb. They're the dumbest human beings on earth. I'm surprised that match was less than Julia Hart. That's weird. I'm just looking at
match.
Time.
It was building pretty well, and then it just kind of like ended.
Yeah, I think got to get your shit in, brother.
Which was fine. I loved how Taz and Tony Schiavone just kept talking about spooky witches.
Because of that's one thing we didn't talk about on Dark and Dark Elevation being shut down is like, honestly, Matthew of Botchamania said it best. He's like, it's the best wrestling podcast is getting canceled. Well, you got some weird ass goblin shit going on.
I'm getting weird ass echoes in my headphones from them.
I'm getting weird ass echoes in my goblins are going nuts. But no, like it because of like Taz just being a fucking goof and like Shivani and Excalibur just feeding off of it. And then like Shivani just does everything every now and then we're like, he's fucking hilarious.
You're like, whoa, did he really just say that? You just get, I don't know which one of them laughed when he's like, well, I wouldn't have got married.
It was probably Taz doing the wheeze, his wheeze laugh. But I digress. I can't do it, get Taz. I like that match as well. I like the spooky lighting.
Mm-hmm.
I think Malachi Black is like now a big beef boy all of a sudden.
Yeah.
Like he looks like he's gained some more like healthy weight.
Right.
So he's not like Buddy Matthews or Brody King, but he's definitely not a skinny little guy like he was. He was fucking built. Bandito's fucking fun, and Chuck will always eat the pin. Like,
yep. All 3 of the matches were about equally great for me, but
I wasn't.
Except
wasn't. What were you gonna say?
Maybe not the Orange Cassidy Garcia. Garcia has changed a little. Like he still has he still has it in him, but his character has changed a little for me. That he's not as enjoyable.
Well,
that's just personally.
So here's the deal. I think that might be on purpose. I think Daniel Garcia is not enjoyable or as enjoyable as he was, and he's not wrestling as enjoyable as he should because his character doesn't wrestle in a way we should like him. Garcia's smart.
Mhm.
Garcia's very smart. So that to me, that's he's just kind of getting on that weird next level thing where it's just I don't want to see I don't want to see you. And it's not like a go away heat thing or like X-Pac heat or whatever they call it. It's just like oh, Daniel Garcia's here, I'll watch. And then you're just like, I'm annoyed with you. You suck.
Mhm.
It's like how Jeff Jarrett used to piss me off. I
Right.
think it's how Regal used to piss me off.
I
Like,
think
I'm just like, oh,
eventually
they fucking suck. And like, I think if we watch it, like if we watch Daniel Garcia, 5 years from now, we go back to watching these things, we'll be like, oh fuck, he was really good.
Mhm.
Like, I really think there might be something to it. Cause see, my favorite was the Cassidy and Garcia match.
Okay.
My least favorite was Claudio and Rey Fenix. I just wasn't invested in it. I don't know why. I mean, you have Claudio versus Rey Fenix. I should be watching, and
For
I was
sure.
watching. It didn't grab me like it should have. But Orange Cassidy Garcia was fucking great, I thought, because once again, Orange Cassidy is really good at fucking wrestling. He's doing chain shit at the very beginning against Garcia. Well, Garcia doesn't really want to do chain shit. So guess
Right.
what? It's to piss you off because Garcia can do chain shit. Like,
Yeah.
well, Orange doesn't like Orange. You don't want, I mean, having Orange do that's always fun and surprising and cool, but it's not, you don't expect it from Orange, right?
Right. It's
like,
one of
I
those things where Garcia is probably a top 5 or even higher in the company at doing that. Well, probably, I don't know, top 3,
Ooh,
2.
I don't know. That's a
that's
a
a
tough
hard
one to say
question.
because
It's tough, but
you got Danielson,
mhm.
which I'm just gonna go and say is number 1. Then you got Roddy.
Yeah.
You got Roddy in there. You got if O'Reilly's healthy, Kyle O'Reilly. You got Garcia. And this isn't like knocking Garcia down, but I'm just like, there's so many guys that can really.
You got Yuta now, but I still think Garcia
got
is probably a little ahead of Yuta.
Ooh, I just don't think we've seen.
It's tough.
I don't think we've had the opportunity to see it out of Yuta yet.
Right.
I think you got Lee Moriarty.
Mm-hmm.
You can't tell me Kenny can't do it.
Oh yeah. I mean,
Mox can do it. Like
that's some of my favorite parts of those Omega Okada matches where you wouldn't expect it out of me is like the first 5, 10, 15 minutes, them feeling each other out with the chain wrestling. Like, I don't know what it is. You don't see it that often to that caliber. So when I see it, like, I just love it.
You can't tell me Hook's not a fucking can't chain wrestle.
Right.
But I'm just saying, like, there's a ton of super solid chain wrestlers in WWE. God, I don't even know why I almost said that. But I mean, there probably is in WWE. Like Xavier Woods actually is a really good chain wrestler, and Cody's actually can chain wrestle.
Yeah.
I said something nice about Cody. Osmosis
man.
Jones is probably the best chain wrestler.
I'm sure.
Happy Corbin or Lucky Happy Corbin, he's really good. Formerly known as Madcap Moss is really good at chain wrestling. So I mean, they got the E has it. I mean, you take formerly known as Madcap Moss against Danielson. I mean, come on,
12-star,
and 11 of it's Madcap, formerly known Madcap.
Okay, we got way off on a tangent. I'm sorry, but
but anyway, Mox Omega.
Yes.
Here's my quick takeaway.
Okay.
It was even said during the broadcast, but we're lucky that fucking Omega still has a knee, and because that was fucking scary. The V trigger through the cage. He got tripped
Getting
up
caught.
on the fucking set. He got barely got towed up on that second rope, and then caught right on the fucking fencing. I guess we'll just call it the fencing. I'm not a fence guy.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's a real term for it.
I hope he didn't cut himself. Like, you know how part of that chain link will come up a little over that bar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, ugh.
my groin.
Yucky.
Yeah.
Yuck. Ugh.
And he's not the type that really puts it out there if he's injured or anything. So who knows?
No, the motherfucker wrestled with like 2 hernias, a separated shoulder, and a broken foot during his last G1. So he's okay. Like,
Yeah.
Doug, you got a good birthday present. You got a good birthday present.
I
They heard you.
did.
They heard you, buddy.
I was so excited for that. And then there's that real piece of shit, Don Callis.
So what's happening with Callis? Why did he do it? Why did he do it, and what is he going to do? Because I was thinking about that last night. Like, I was just like, I can't think of a reason why he did that.
Yeah.
If he does this whole thing, which is the typical like Vince McMahon thing, well, it's because of you, the fans. You cheered Kenny, but you hated me thing. I don't know if I could watch AEW after that.
That's what it looked like he was trying to do afterwards.
Yeah, that's what I was. But I think he was also maybe just carny healing too.
Because he pointed to his head once and pointed to
Yeah,
Kenny,
he's
like,
thinking because he's thinking.
You allowed
he's a thinking.
you or you allowed me to get these stitches. You didn't protect me. We're like family.
Yeah.
Where were
So
you?
now
I
you
know.
have to deal with the same thing. Well, that's
Yeah.
good enough, I guess. Yeah, okay.
If they keep it that simple, and it could have been into a different extent, it could have been like, because you've been seeing it for a while that there's been something weird with Don.
Well,
and
the
Kenny,
whole Takeshita
like,
thing.
He's been keeping the heel around when they've been face. So
Mhm.
unless it's like, all right, we're gonna do one last thing to make sure you know, okay, I'm a heel, Kenny's the face. You should be cheering him.
Oh, see, because I didn't necessarily get that off of Kenny. I thought Kenny was more of he was a good guy. Like, I mean, he was a good guy, but he still had the devil in his ear.
Right.
Like, just because Don's helped him for so long and with so many things, and he's like family, and Kenny became successful because of Don. If you know, like, the real history of how AEW kind of even got started was because Don worked on getting Jericho to come over to New Japan to wrestle Kenny. And that was all Don that did that. And
was it really?
Yeah, it was.
I never knew that.
That was a podcast I listened to. It was actually a Talk is Jericho podcast. Okay. Jericho had Don Callis on, and then he had Omega on like right after it. So like, and they both said the same thing. I mean, it's not like they can't collude or whatever, but
right.
So like Don made it happen, and then Don was working in between. Don and Rocky Romero were working on trying to get the money right for Chris to come over and work with the office and shit like that. And at the same time, Don was already English commentary during the Omega Okada stuff. And he was already like the champ. He was essentially like a Bobby Heenan for Kenny, even though Kenny was, I mean, there's no good guys or bad guys. Kenny can say, okay, because this happened, it was all because of Don. I had Jericho versus Kenny, which was a big thing for me. That really kind of put Tony Khan into action, because that's the match that Tony Khan decided that he wants to try to pull the trigger on this thing and then reach out to the Elite and try to get some things going.
And then through that, Jericho starts becoming friends with Kenny and the Bucks. And
because fucking Jericho saw where the money is. And, and Jericho being an anchor, being the star that like Tony was already thinking about, well, Kenny or Jericho is going to be my cornerstone for now, for better at the time, for worse right now. And, we'll just start it all up. But that is all because of Don Callis. So if you have that knowledge, it works even better of the devil's in my ear. But I mean, you can still see that if you didn't even know that knowledge.
For sure.
You know what I mean? So, he's a good guy, but the devil was in his ear. And now that the devil's gone, maybe we have super good guy Kenny again. Or when is Kenny at his brightest and most good?
In the ring?
As a character, as a good
oh.
guy. When is he a shining light?
When he's the cleaner.
No, Doug, he was a bad guy.
Wait. When he's a golden
when he's
a
golden,
golden
right?
lover?
When he's a golden lover. And that I think that's where we're gonna go with it, maybe. And Callis has Takeshita, who is now getting the devil in his ear, and he gets corrupted. The sweetest boy on earth becomes corrupted, and that just makes Callis even more shitty and evil. Takeshita, like you're kind of wanting him out of it, but then we need to figure out what happens. Like if we have the golden lovers on one side, who's Takeshita with?
Right.
If we're gonna do that, run.
Then do you bring Hangman over, because who knows when the Bucks are going to be healthy to be, fully into that?
Or how about this? It's Callis brings in Hangman, and it's Hangman and Takeshita. He's sick and tired of Kenny not having respect for him, and he's going to go out and he's going to try to hurt him. There's a promo that Kenny put out there against Blackpool Combat Club, where he listed every person that has been hurt and put on the shelf. Konosuke Takeshita, the Young Bucks, Don Callis, Nakamura, Cutler. These are all gone.
Nakazawa.
Did I say Nakazawa?
Nakamura.
I said Nakamura. Sorry, Nakazawa. Sorry, I was thinking about that. How long it took me to get that official quote from Shinsuke for your birthday card.
I know.
And so it's just it took me like 4 months. And anyway, and he left. He didn't say Hangman.
Ooh, okay.
He missed Hangman. That's the story.
Mm-hmm.
Hangman has friends, but he doesn't have either the friendship or the respect of Kenny. And now that could drive him into like this bitter rage, revenge thing. Don has been a great father to Takeshita when he's in the United States, takes him places, does a bunch of stuff, is always there. Even he shows up to PWG when Takeshita's wrestling there. And
does it?
And Hangman.
See, I haven't seen all that. Okay.
Well, because they haven't shown it yet.
Ah.
And Don can even say like the reasoning for this was, Kenny, I'm always a thinking man. Well, people are 2 steps ahead. I'm always 4 steps ahead. Right. And when you left to heal up, you left me out of the picture. I was nowhere to be seen on television, in the back, not with anyone. And I knew at that time that I had to find the next Kenny Omega, because your body's broken, Kenny. You're not the same wrestler that you were in the Tokyo Dome against Okada. You're not even you're not even this. I think he could just list off things. You're broken. You're done, Kenny. And I knew I had to have someone. And then you let this happen to me. You let Jon Moxley bust my head open. I'm bringing out the next Kenny Omega. And then Konosuke Takeshita comes out. Or Hangman Adam Page comes out. And with it's, I don't know. I think that would be good storytelling. And